Is it time to invest in space? Its economy is growing at twice the rate of the one on Earth, and around 80 countries, from India to Mongolia, are competing in the space race. They want to be part of a sector estimated to hit $1.8 trillion in the next 10 years. So I can show you how to get a slice of this exciting industry. Here's your Moniify Playbook. There are a few ways to invest in space tech: buying listed shares or shares of privately owned companies, or through exchange-traded funds, ETFs. These are financial products that let you invest in a basket of stocks. It's still early days in the private space sector, so these investments come with risk. I mean, look at what happened to Virgin Galactic stock.
First, do your homework, read reports to get better understanding what's happening on the markets. Look at the deals which were done by top VCs over the last couple of years, which are successful. And then join various communities, talk to events, and talk to people who are already in the space. And then start investing.
Rapid decline in the cost of satellites and getting them into space has opened the sector to many new players.
It's much more plausible for smaller companies from different parts of the world to put up assets into space.
They're exploiting the satellite revolution, from predicting natural disasters to helping farmers improve crop yields, or bringing internet to the most remote places, and even tracking the whereabouts of chip-implanted camels. With a commercial satellite business projected to grow fivefold by 2030, investors see an opportunity there. So who are these entrepreneurs and the investors backing them?
Today, 3 guys in a garage can compete with governmental space agencies and big aerospace companies for contracts. And they're no longer just in Silicon Valley. They're in India, they're in Patagonia, or in New Zealand.
These companies own and operate satellites to bring faster and cheaper internet to remote corners of the planet. For example, Pacific Broadband Satellites from Singapore raised around $300 million to bring internet to rural Southeast Asia, where important agriculture and mining work take place. These satellite companies specialize in connecting devices in remote areas, which is crucial for a lot of businesses that need to monitor their assets from a distance, such as transportation and logistics. Farmers can collect data from sensors in their fields to improve crop yields. They can also track their livestock. Ondo Space, Mongolia's first private space company, was founded in 2022 to do just that. It built Mongolia's first 2 satellites that were launched in March 2024. And yes, these are the same folks that are using satellites to track camels here on Earth. And then there's India's based Pixel, which started as a college project and has since launched 3 satellites and raised $71 million from big investors, including Google. Take a look at Pixel's satellite images that show crops at different growth stages. They produce hyperspectral images, or super detailed images invisible to most devices. Pixel says that their satellites can even do things like detect early pipeline leaks. But Pixel's not alone. There's also Dragonfly Aerospace and Synspective, 2 businesses monitoring for climate change and disaster management. Now, you may be wondering about the rocket industry and how we even get satellites into space. Well, that's dominated by Elon Musk's SpaceX, but there are also some Asian companies active in the sector. In China, this entrepreneur was 32 years old when he founded Landspace, a startup that designs and manufactures rockets and has raised over $170 million. Landspace is developing reusable rockets and wants to take on SpaceX when it comes to offering orbital launch services and even space tourism. And then in India, there's Agnical Cosmos, which recently pulled off a suborbital test flight with a fully 3D printed engine.
Today, space is a destination. Getting there is already the big deal. Our vision is to make all aspects of space transportation super affordable.
Now that you've got a taste of the kinds of businesses that are gaining attention, let's see how you can take advantage of these opportunities. Some of the companies that I mentioned earlier are private, so you can't easily buy shares on the stock exchange. But if you do want to invest, One way to start is to find the private equity and venture capital funds that invested in those companies. Search engines like CB Insights can help source these names, but you'd still have to reach out to those VCs directly. There are also platforms that allow you to buy shares from investors or employees before they go on sale in an initial public offering. Accessing private companies, however, can require a lot of money and is often available only to accredited or institutional investors. So if you're looking to invest a smaller amount, there are a couple of startups that have become major players in their region and are now publicly traded, like Space42. It's a major provider of AI-driven satellite services in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. It launched in 2007 and now has a market cap of around $3 billion. Another publicly traded company, Astroscale, based in Japan, focuses on cleaning up space junk. This work is actually crucial to keeping Earth's orbit safe and accessible to humans. You can easily buy shares in companies like Space42 or Astroscale using a brokerage account, like Interactive Brokers, which gives you access to foreign stock exchanges. And if you're not yet ready to invest in individual private companies, there are alternatives, such as the Seraphim Space Investment Fund, or ETFs. Remember, an ETF holds a diversified basket of stocks and trades on a stock exchange, just like any stock. Personally, I check out these 4 space-focused ETFs, and note that they focus mostly on companies from the US and Europe. Before you dive into investing in space, keep in mind the risks. The space industry requires massive investments in R&D and operations, so many companies won't make it. Just in 2023, 3 big startups went bankrupt. Plus, some projects like hotels in outer space or this mission to send a married couple to Mars and back are mostly just flashy ideas than real business opportunities. To reduce risk, stick to investing in space companies that create satellite technology and clean up space junk. So here's your full Moniify Playbook. Look into satellite companies improving life on Earth, public stocks revolutionizing space, and ETFs for a lower risk way to explore investing. So, do you think that space is an industry worth investing in, or where would you put your money? Share your thoughts in the comments below, check out the links in the description, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more from the Moniify Playbook.